Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Institute, the place where we learn to be the leaders that God has called us to be. And today I want to talk about the reward and the cost of change. Because there is a great reward that comes from embracing change and moving forward with change. And there is a great cost that comes along with change. Now, the truth is, life is changing. Everything is changing all the time. And what's funny is we kind of fight that change. Most of us don't really like change because change is unknown. Where if we just sit in the known, we feel like, this is better. I can control this. I understand what's coming, and it's just plain easier. But the problem is, if we don't step into the change, then we miss the reward. Now, there's lots of actually rewards for change. I'm just going to talk about two, and there's lots of costs for change, and I'm only going to talk about two. The first one that I want to talk about in regards to leading is the reward of change is the growth of the people that you're leading. And the spiritual growth and the professional growth and the relational growth only happens through change. If you decide to not change and nothing changes, growth of people, growth of you, and growth of your people will stop. That is just a fact. The only way you're going to grow and your people are going to grow is if there's change. And not change for the sake of change, but embracing the change that God is leading you in. The second reward is the growth of the ministry or organization that you're a part of or business that you're a part of. Now for us, it's this ministry called Cherish. And it is change that actually makes that growth happen. We have this deeper, broader reach in our ministry because of change. If you look back at the history of Cherish, every kind of key marker where something significant growth-wise happened is because there was a change made. Every single time. There is no significant change and no significant growth in our ministry without a change. Some sort of change. That's just the way it goes. And it happens in your personal life as well. There's no growth in you as a leader unless there's some sort of change. Change in who you lead, change in how you lead, change in the environment you lead in, change in maybe a new goal. We could pick up many different ways where change starts to come in. Some of those changes are small and some of those changes are big. But growth will only happen in the midst of that change. Now let's talk about the cost of change, because that is also an important piece. So the first cost of change is that some will resist the change, and then some won't be able to persevere through that change. And that is a risk and a cost and a sacrifice, really, for change. Because if you're going to push for growth and you're going to push for something new, there's going to be some change involved in that. And some people will resist it to the point that they don't make it through the change, whatever that change may be. And that change could be something big or small. Like I said, maybe it's some new set goals, or maybe it's a new program that opens up, or maybe it's new structure. Maybe it's around who leads you, who you lead, the tools maybe you use to lead. Maybe somebody hands you a new computer this is way different than I'm used to. But and some people push through that and grow in that, and other people don't. So that is a huge cost, is the fact that some will resist and they won't make it through. The other cost is that change is just hard. Like, it's just hard. Like that's the cost of change, is that it is difficult. There's great reward from it, but it's difficult. And think about it. Is there anything in life that has great reward that didn't cost you something? I can't think of anything. And so to grow as a leader, to grow as a ministry, to grow as a team, there's going to be a cost to that. And that cost is often just the difficulty of the change. And it's then that the fruit comes out of that. We have a saying here in America, kind of pull up your bootstraps. And that's this like, all right, I'm going to persevere. I'm going to make it through this. I'm going to pull up my bootstraps, pull them up, and off we go. Come on. And that's what's really required to work through change, to get through change. It's I'm in. I'm going to pull up my bootstraps. I'm going to work through this because it is hard. Like, that is just an unfortunate thing about change. All right, so I hope to encourage you today to embrace change. Embrace some change today. There might be something today that might change, little or big. Just embrace it and see what is it. What are the growth areas for me or my team as this particular thing changes today?